Everyone, and welcome to this review note. This clip we're going to be setting up InterVLAN routing using a layer 3 switch as our router. Right now with my topology, I've got my two edge switches. This communication is actually tagged between my edge switches and my distribution switch up at the top. I've got VLAN set up between my staff and guest PCs. So right now staff can communicate, guests can communicate, staff can't communicate with guest. If I grab this guy, for example, and I try to ping my partner over on the staff network, you can see that that works. If I try to ping one of the PCs on the guest network, that fails. The only thing we have to configure to make this work is going to be our distribution switch. I'll bring up my communication with this guy. And what I have to do is essentially set up router interfaces. And these are going to be virtual because they're not physically on a port. They're going to be internal in the switch, SVIs, or switch virtual interfaces. The way I do that is I specify I'm going to configure VLAN interfaces. If I look at the VLANs that I've got right now, we can see we got VLAN 10 and 20. I want to set an IP address on the interface VLAN 10 and also an IP address on the interface VLAN 20. That's going to serve as my virtual router interfaces. Go into interface for VLAN 10. You'll notice that this is automatically changed into the upstate. All I have to do here is assign an IP address, just like we would on a router interface. So that's it. We're set for that. We also do the same thing on VLAN 20. Now what will happen is any hosts that are on VLAN 10 will be able to communicate with that SVI for VLAN 10, and any hosts that are on VLAN 20 will also be able to communicate with that interface that's on VLAN 20. Just to show that, if I try to ping 10.1, which is my default gateway on staff, that communication works just fine. I do have to specify that I'm going to allow routing to take place on the distribution switch. Really simple command for that, IP routing. Routing is now enabled. Therefore, theoretically, I should now be able to communicate between staff and guest. And if I go back and try to ping between my staff workstation and my guest workstation, we can see that that communication is successful. So all there is to setting up InterVLAN routing on a layer 3 switch. You just add in whatever VLANs you want, you apply IP addresses to the interface, good to go. It's a wrap for the video. Hopefully this has been helpful for you, and we'll see you next time.